You're scrolling through TikTok and suddenly you see video after video after video of people making the perfect slushie at home. And no, not those sad, chunky attempts with a blender. We're talking smooth, frosty goodness that looks like it came straight from a 7-Eleven. I got pretty jealous and I was like, what kind of sorcery is this? Well, my friends, I've done a lot of research and I have found out it's the Ninja Slushie machine, and it's taking the internet by storm.
Ninja Slushie?
Ninja Slushie.
In a slushy machine?
Get ready because we're about to get slushy. Alright, so let's dive into what we're gonna cover in this video because trust me, it's gonna be a wild ride. Here's the game plan. First, we're gonna unbox this bad boy and get it set up. Then we're gonna put it through its paces with a bunch of different recipes. I'm talking everything from a classic Coke slushie to fancy pina coladas. We'll see if it can handle the basics and if it got what it takes to be the life of the party. But wait, there's more. We'll also tackle the not so fun stuff, like cleaning. Because let's face it, if this thing is a nightmare to clean, it's just gonna end up collecting dust faster than you can say brain freeze. And of course, I'll wrap it all up with the pros and cons so you can decide if this $300 machine is worth the hype or if you're better to just sticking off with your local convenience store for your slushy fix. I've got this big box sitting in front of me, and inside is the much hyped Ninja Slushie machine. Now, I know what you're thinking, $300 for a glorified blender? That's a lot of cash for frozen drinks. But as I'm unboxing, I'm noticing something weird. Where is the ice compartment? That's when it hits me. This thing doesn't use ice at all. Instead, it's got this fancy metal evaporator that shows your drinks as they pass through. That means no more watered down slushies. I was shocked to see that the setup is pretty straightforward. Just a few parts to clean and we're ready to start mixing. Now, I'm excited to see what this guy can do. This bad boy can make way more than just slushies. We're talking milkshakes, frappes, and even boozy frozen cocktails. And before we jump into mixing drinks, I would like to let you know that I'll be giving away this slushie machine to a lucky viewer. All you have to do is go ahead and like this video, comment down below your favorite drink, and when this video hits 5,000 likes, we're gonna go ahead and give away this slushie machine to a lucky viewer. Enjoy the rest of the video, good luck, thank you so much for watching, and let's continue on. Now let's get started with the fun stuff. First, we're starting simple with a classic Coca-Cola slushie. I mean, if it can't handle this, we might as well pack it up and go home, right? So I pour in 20 ounces of Coke, hit the button, and we wait and wait and wait some more. And after about 20 minutes, I finally hear that beep. After pouring me a cup and taking the first test, wow. I got an instant brain freeze the moment I took a sip of this thing. This thing actually did it. The Coke slushie machine comes out thick, frosty, and man, it's smooth. It's like 7-Eleven level good, maybe even a slight bit better. But now what about milkshakes? Well, that part did take some trial and error. And when I tried to make a milkshake, it came out way too liquidy, so what gives? Let me introduce you to Smart Tony. Turns out there's a secret of getting the perfect slushie consistency. It's all about the sugar content. The experts say you need between 10 to 15 bricks of sugar for the ideal slushie texture. Well, I didn't know that, but that's why sodas work so well in this machine. But what about drinks that aren't loaded with sugar? But don't worry, I've got you covered. With a little tweaking of the temperature settings, we can get the milkshake right back on track. It's soft and creamy, similar to a Frosty from Wendy's, but from my experience, be prepared to tinker your recipe a little to get the perfect consistency. Now let's kick things up a notch. How about some adult beverages? I whipped up a frozen daiquiri, and let me tell you, now this thing is a party game changer. The high sugar content in the mix helped create this incredible smooth texture that makes the alcohol flavor perfectly. Dangerously delicious. You might forget you're drinking alcohol at all. This machine can keep your drinks cold for up to 12 hours. That's right, so if you can set it up before your party starts, you'll have the perfect slushies all night long. No more running back and forth to the blender every single time you want to drink. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tony, that sounds great, but how long do I have to wait for each drink? Well, it depends. The Coke slushie took about 20 minutes, but when I tried making the milkshake, it took almost 40. A frozen juice blend was right in around 23 to 27 minutes, so yeah, you might need a little patience, but trust me, it's worth the wait. Alright, so we had our fun making delicious slushies and shakes, but now comes the part that everyone dreads, the cleanup time. But hold on, because the Ninja Slushie machine might just surprise you here too. Do you know how some kitchen gadgets are a total nightmare to clean? The ones with a million little parts that somehow end up everywhere but where they're supposed to be? Well, the Ninja Slushie has a built-in rinse cycle that does most of the work for you, and no, I'm not kidding. You just pour some hot water in, hit a button, and boom, it's almost clean. I would still recommend maybe putting a little towel in there or two to make sure it's thoroughly clean. Now, I know what you're thinking, Tony, that sounds way too good to be true. What's the catch? There isn't. It's a pretty simple machine. There are only 3 main parts you need to worry about after the rinse cycle: the big container, the blue mixing piece, and the drip tray. And guess what? You can clean all of them in under 5 minutes. Just a quick rinse under the sink with some soap and you're done. Do you remember how much of a pain it is to clean a regular blender? Well, this guy is actually easy to take apart. You just pull a lever, pop out the parts, and you're good to go. It's so simple, even I can do it without messing up. Now, I did notice one little quirk. Sometimes the drip tray likes to play hide and seek during use, so just keep an eye on that sneaky little guy when you're cleaning up. Oh, and a heads up, don't throw this in the dishwasher. The plastic parts might decide to melt, and nobody wants a mutant slushy maker. It's gonna come out looking like Alright my friends, we put the Ninja Slushie machine through its paces and it's time for the moment of truth. Is this $300 gadget worth all the hype? Well, let me tell you, it's been quite the frosty adventure. Here's the deal. If you're a frozen drink fanatic and love hosting parties, this machine might be right up your alley. The slushies it makes are seriously impressive, smooth, frosty, and dare I say, better than what you get at a 7-Eleven. Plus, it's way easier to clean than I expected. It's no more sticky messes all over your kitchen. But let's be real, it's not perfect. The wait time can be a bit of a bummer, especially if you're impatient like me, and you'll need to do some experimenting to get non-sugary drinks just about right. So what's the verdict? If you got the cash and you love your frozen drinks, go for it. But if you're on a budget and you're only craving a slushie every once in a while, this might not be it. I'd rather you just go to the convenience store and get your fix that way. But that's it for me for this video. Thank you so much for joining me on this icy journey. Now, if you excuse me, I've got a date with my homemade pina colada. And hey, if you're into tech that makes life easier, don't miss our next video where we're breaking down the best noise canceling headphones of 2025. Trust me, your ears will thank you.